I'm seeing a ton of channels publishing videos on AliExpress winning products, how to make money dropshipping, and revealing their winning products like it's a business as usual, but there is just a few discussing recent coronavirus outbreak and its effects on dropshipping, Amazon FBA, and any other type of business that's having products sourced, manufactured, and imported from China. And since a lot of people asked me what are my thoughts on coronavirus and dropshipping, and some even asked if it's safe to get products and packages from China right now, I decided to make a video and explain the current state of things, what I think you should be doing, how to manage things, and decrease losses as much as possible. I also spoke with my agent and a few suppliers, so this information comes from people that are in China right now. First of all, I want to express my deepest condolences to families that lost someone to the coronavirus, and it might look bad that I'm making video talking about business, money and all that while people are fighting for their lives, but I'm sure that we all thought about this and what is the best course of action to take right now. There is a lot of misinformation and fake news going around right now. Some even say that the number of infected people exceeds 100k and that Chinese government is trying to cover that up. I'm not really sure what to believe, but one thing is for certain: this will have huge impact on dropshippers and everyone who sources their products from China. It's definitely a big problem, and in the last 3 days the number of infected people is rising by 20% each day. Currently there is almost 30k people infected in China and more than 550 people died from the coronavirus. Let's first address the most common question, which is: are packages that are arriving from China safe? I'm not a medical expert, but I've researched a lot, and the answer is yes. Packages that are arriving from China are completely safe. The coronavirus can only live for a few hours and up to 1 day without a living host, and as we all know, shipping from China takes much more than that. This was also confirmed by the World Health Organization. With that being said, it's really hard to convince customers who believe that they can get infected and don't want to even think about touching packages that are arriving from China. This is going to be a huge problem until the situation calms down, and there isn't much that we can do about it. Later in this video, I'm going to tell you what are my plans and how I'm going to deal with this in order to decrease refunds and chargebacks as much as possible. Now, I'm not sure if you already know this, but because of this situation, China closed down all factories until 10th of February, and if situation with coronavirus doesn't get better, potentially they are going to extend this even more. But even if everything settles down, because of the Chinese New Year, there is a huge backlog, so even if they open up and start working on 10th of February, it will take at least a few more weeks for everything to get back to normal. Another problem is that once everything starts working again, the backlog will be huge, and they will make sure to serve customers that are buying in bulk first, which is a good thing for everyone doing Amazon FBA and importing products from China, but really bad for all dropshippers. If we add to that customs checks, which are probably going to be much more strict right now, both inside and outside of China, we are probably looking at month-long delays, if not more. And that's if the situation doesn't get worse, and that's a big if, since right now there are almost 30k cases and the number is increasing every day. In just last 3 days, the number of infected people doubled. Unfortunately, right now this is all that we know, and everything else is just pure speculation. Now, what I've done and recommend you to do as well is to turn off all ads and inform your customers about delays. I know that it hurts to shut down profitable ads, but if you haven't already, this is a must, since delays are inevitable and you don't want to risk your ad accounts or payment processor disabled. It will take some time to re-optimize once the situation settles down, but I definitely think it is the best course of action. I've personally shut down all my ads and scaled down the ads on my most profitable store, which I have the US stock for, because I'm not completely sure when can I expect a new shipment and I don't want to take any unnecessary risks. Plus, I want to keep my returning customers happy. I also want to mention that I was pushing quite a lot of volume on my most profitable brand store, and I'm getting a lot of returning customers that are finding my store organically, and customers from Instagram page. So I had to scale down on my ads, but if I see that my stock is running low and I can't get another shipment, I'm going to set up pre-ordering, which is something that maybe you can potentially do as well to avoid losing all of your organic sales. If you are not pushing huge volumes, you can try to find people on eBay, Amazon, or other marketplaces that sell the exact same product and try to make some kind of deal with them and avoid shutting down your ads completely. Even if you manage to find other suppliers, I definitely recommend you to scale down, because once again, we are not really sure what's going to happen and when can we expect for everything to get back to normal. I recently read the article that even iPhone shipments might get delayed. Next, I would suggest you to explain the situation to the customers that already placed orders and offer them coupon codes for the next orders, or issue a full refund. I know that hurts as well, but if you don't want to do that, potentially you can lose your whole business. I also already did that, and to my surprise, most of the customers are understanding and didn't request a full refund. Now, there are some that don't want to deal with packages coming from China right now, even though we explained that there are no risks involved and even sent them links where the World Health Organization confirmed that. However, there are just a few of them because I already scaled down before New Year's, but still there are some that don't want to even touch packages. To these customers, I offered a partial refund without shipping products back, or a full refund if they want to ship the product back to me, and everyone accepted partial refunds. You also want to step up your customer service, which is really important now more than ever, and I know for a fact that a lot of Shopify store owners have really poor customer support and they don't care much about that, so it's time to step up your game. If you provide good customer support, your customers are going to be much less angry and most of them will understand this situation. As I mentioned already, this is unfortunately all that we know so far, so we will basically have to sit and wait for the further development. Things that I mentioned are just actions that me and some of my friends have taken, and there's not much else that can be done at this point. Since the coronavirus seems to be spreading pretty fast and the number of cases increases every day, I personally think it's highly unlikely that the factories are going to reopen on 10th of February, and as I said, even if they do, the backlog is going to be huge. If you own a niche store, you can try print on demand if you haven't already. It's always good to diversify, and you can also learn some useful skills while waiting for this to be over. Unfortunately, this is one of those risks that comes with running a business, especially such as dropshipping, where you don't really have any control and there's not much else that we can do. At the end of the day, it's important to stay safe and healthy, and money comes and goes, but people who lost their lives to the coronavirus can never get it back. Keep that in mind if you feel down or demotivated, and let's all hope that situation is going to get under control. Let me know what are your thoughts and the course of action down in the comment section, and make sure to like this video for the YouTube algorithm so that more people sees it and hopefully prevent further damage to their dropshipping business. Once again, my prayers go to everyone affected with the coronavirus and their families. If you are a beginner dropshipper or already handled this situation and have some spare time, I suggest you to look into drop servicing, since there's a chance that this is just the beginning of a much worse situation, and it's always good to have failsafe. I'm going to make a video covering drop servicing pretty soon, and if things get really messy and out of control, the best course of action would be to find suppliers that are outside of China, and I'm going to make a video on how to do that in case it comes down to it, but I really hope it won't. Thank you guys for watching and stay safe.